Hi, everyone. My name is Terry Angelos. I'm the Global Head of Fintech at Visa, and welcome to our video series, Fintech Perspectives. At Visa, we sit in this enormously privileged position where we work with some of the most interesting and innovative clients and partners. And today, I'm excited to introduce CJ MacDonald, who is the founder and CEO of Step. Welcome, CJ.
Thanks for having me, Terry. It's great to be here.
Great. So I'd love just a quick personal intro. Where were you born? When did you come to Silicon Valley? And why payments?
So I was born and raised in the Bay Area. I grew up here playing ice hockey, which is not very common. And I ended up going back to the Northeast to pursue my love for hockey and a higher level of education, and went to high school back in Connecticut. Spent my undergrad years in Connecticut and played hockey all through school. And I knew when I was done playing hockey, I wanted to find my way back to the Bay Area. And I've always loved to build things. I was constantly hustling and working. And I moved back to the Bay Area and wanted to get into the whole early stage, high growth, venture backed startup ecosystem. And so I moved back to the Bay Area right after undergrad, and was fortunate to work for an early stage startup where I got to kind of grind my teeth and learn the inner makings of building a company and a product and taking it to market. And it's something that was an MBA for me, and I've kind of taken with me across my entrepreneurial journeys.
Why payments?
Payments is one of those things where I didn't start my career in payments. My last company prior to Step was a company called Gift, where we built a digital gift card platform. And the idea was, the gift card space is a $150 billion market in the US. And we built up a digital gift card platform. And we ended up getting acquired by First Data Corporation, who's the largest payment processing company in the world. And that was kind of my entree into payments, and got me really excited about the ecosystem and the ability to innovate and disrupt and provide technology and automation to a massive market.
So let's chat about Step for a little bit. Why focus on teens? What's the problem you guys are trying to address?
Step is a next generation banking platform. We believe that good habits and bad habits are formed in your early years, not just financial, but in general in life. So banking and money is no different. With Step, we wanted to start your financial journey off on the right foot, and we want to be your first bank account. We want to be your first spending card. And our mission is to educate and enable the next generation just to be smarter with money.
I have young kids, and they have a cash allowance. I assume at some point that'll be a digital allowance. Like, what is the experience that you see today with Step or in the future as kids start to manage their own money?
Yeah, so about 50% of households in the U.S. give some form of allowance. About 80% of those allowances are cash. And we think that there's an opportunity to digitize that, because cash doesn't work in today's modern day economy. Teens and kids are shopping online more than ever, obviously mobile devices and the app store, and they're streaming music and videos. And unfortunately, cash doesn't work. The other thing about cash is, forget about the fact it's, given this COVID pandemic that we're living in, it's being traced to dirty and not safe. And you've seen a lot of merchants shy away from cash, and you've seen a lot of consumers not feel comfortable handling cash. The problem with cash from a financial literacy standpoint is it's tougher to track how you spend your money, where you spend your money. So having that digital experience where you're using a card and you can see all of your transactions, and you can start to budget and get an idea of which categories you're spending on a monthly base, a quarterly base, an annual base, is very much the first step and the foundation behind understanding some of the basics around money and budgeting and savings.
Maybe chat a bit more about how the financial needs of kids are different. How do you see funds flowing in from extended family and teenagers managing their finances in the Step app?
Yeah, it's a great question, and honestly, that was a big inspiration behind Step. My grandparents used to give my sisters and I U.S. savings bonds, and my parents kept asking me what they could get my kids for their birthdays or for the holidays. And we very much see a digital opportunity for grandparents and family and friends to be able to, give and invest in their child or their family member's future. So, for us, we've built the foundation around an FDIC insured bank account. We don't charge fees. We offer a secured Visa spending card. That could be digital or physical, but there's an opportunity for grandparents or family members or friends to send money via STEP. And, we think that that's a big opportunity, especially for the next generation as we move into the more digital cashless world.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the next generation, you've done something fascinating around your go-to-market. Kids today watching less TV or maybe no TV, and you have had this enormous campaign on social media. Can you chat a little bit about what you're doing and who are some of the influences that you've brought on board to help reach this audience?
This generation's different, right? They consume media differently. They communicate differently. It's all about content. And we knew kind of going into this that, our demographic was going to skew a little bit younger. And in order to reach that demographic, in order to kind of stand out, that we had to do something different. So, we see influencers that are famous and popular and get paid. And we see just user-generated content in general of people being able to show their card or tell their story about, financial literacy, like using social media as a platform to kind of communicate some of the basics around money in our case.
So CJ, there are a number of other neobanks focused on this market, especially here in the US. How are you guys different, and where do you play in this market?
Yeah, I mean, look, obviously you've got traditional banks, which have been around for a while, and you've got a lot of fintechs that have popped up over the years. I think what makes us different are a few things. One, our go-to-market strategy, we're focusing on a slightly younger demographic. Our kind of core is 13 to 18-year-olds, and that's our focus and that's our starting point. Another big differentiating factor is our product has no fees. A lot of banks charge overdraft fees. They charge monthly minimums or a monthly service fee to have an account and a card. And, the thing I'm most excited about is the way we designed our product. We're the only financial service product that I know about that's actually helping the next generation start to build and establish credit at an earlier age before they turn 18. So that's unique, and that's something that resonates well with our user base.
Maybe just a quick lightning round question, CJ. What's one thing that you think is the most misunderstood in your industry?
I think the most misunderstood thing in our industry is that it looks easier than it really is. Banking and building a banking platform is very hard, and it's something that doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, and to a lot of people, I don't think they understand the complexities that goes behind it.
What advice would you give to new fintech founders if you were starting off today?
I think it's really important to, lay the foundation and, really focus on the platform in the early days. Things like security and, in our world, KYC, and really building out that process and that infrastructure rather than having it an afterthought and trying to play catch up later is so important, especially kind of in the payments world.
Can you chat a little bit about how are you working with Visa today?
Yeah, so Visa's our network partner. So our cards are powered by Visa, accepted anywhere Visa's accepted, which is most places globally. And the power of the Visa brand is very important. It gives us a lot of credibility, especially when we're issuing cards. And, I think the power of the network across all of our partners, Visa touches a lot of people in the payments ecosystem and powers a lot of people in the payments ecosystem. And so we're excited about the partnership, excited to continue to expand.
I think you have a few of those cards lying around. Can you maybe just show us kind of what's unique about them and some of the colors and customization options?
Yeah, so I mean, it's at face value. We've got a logo on the card, but we've actually you can personalize it. You see in my background, you can pick the core of the card, which is either blue, yellow, or pink, and then on the back of it, we've got a nice foil Visa logo, and then customers can actually personalize their signature in the sign up process, which is pretty cool, and a lot of our audience has fun with.
Well, thank you, CJ, for joining us. It was great to get to learn more about Step, and appreciate your time with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and thanks for the partnership. Excited to be in business with Visa.